Pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour. The pit exit looks clear. We've just been given a stop-go penalty.
Every fucking time.
That's a new fastest lap for Jacobson, 156.82.
Whoop. Right. Sorry, I'm a bit disorganized.
Looks like you're clear on the pit exit.
Years off, broken.
Got wheel down. Left side. Clear.
How fucking hot is this track? Oh.
Cold
Hot.
tires, sorry Ross.
Actually, I had more fun looking at the penguins on Phillip Island than doing this.
New fastest lap for Jacobson, 153.14. P2.
Oh, that's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. And you want to change your SPO back
The guy
to
behind
5?
has just done a
I think.
155.20.
And you in comms?
Fastest lap for Jacobson,
If you're talking at the moment,
151.82.
you're probably muted.
Sorry.
2 minutes 47.485.
Sorry.
It's fine. Did you hear what I
Your
said about
quickest
your
overall,
setup?
that puts you
Yeah.
3.4, quicker than second.
It's
Yeah,
Two to three times okay.
5.
Yeah, just put it back to your baseline and then we'll figure it out from that. Ross, could you by any chance put yourself on push to talk because your game sound comes through the microphone quite a lot?
Push to talk?
Yeah, it's under. You can assign a button to talk because your game audio comes through Discord all the
The guy
time.
behind has just done
Oh
a
yeah,
150.
I have that set
0.29.
already. I'll just disconnect from comms then. I guess that's the...
No.
No, just do it in Discord as well, if that makes sense. Because your Sim's audio is coming through the microphone. So what you
Okay.
can do is in Discord under settings. Are you
Oh.
running Discord on the PC or on your phone?
I'm looking at it on PC right now.
Okay, so under
So
settings, audio settings, there's a push to talk there as well, and you can just use a wheel button for that as well, I think.
Sector 2 time is okay.
not noise suppression.
No, push to talk. Sorry, I go open my Discord. So if you go big button top left, no, sorry, bottom right next to your name is user settings. In there, under app settings, you get voice and audio. And then there's input mode, you've got voice activity or push to talk. If you use push to talk, you can assign a button in your steering wheel for that. Does that make
That
sense?
was 148.01. Sector 3 time's okay.
I think he muted himself totally now.
You have to
Can
push
you
the
hear me
button
now?
then to talk. Now you're
Can you
talking
hear
in
me?
game.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you still in
using my
Discord?
Still in Discord, but I'm using the button on my wheel.
Okay. Can you hear me through Discord? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard you through Discord.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ross. That's
Actually, to test this out, I'll make some noise with the vehicle and hopefully
That'll be
it'll
it'll be fine. It will be fine.
Larry, you breathing into the microphone.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I kind of like it.
Your Sector 2 time is quick.
That better.
That's better. No, I don't want to hear that.
No, that's me being tired, man. Hold on. Yeah, it's better to be honest about people's audio, otherwise like heavy breathing and stuff like that. It's important to be honest about it. Did you do another race last night, Pete?
Yeah, I did. I swapped out my rims and did the league warm-up. And then a couple more after.
Your last lap time was 147.86. Sector 3 time is fast.
Good. That race I watched was insane, man. How close you... Race... Oh, come on, don't talk and drive, Larry. How close you cut it on that final turn was insane.
Oh, the one where we had the foursome at the end? Yeah, that was interesting.
When you and Carl tried to draft, but you couldn't because he had a bump in
Sector
there.
1 time
Sorry,
is
I
good.
pulled in front of Marcus. Sorry, Marcus.
Yeah, I apparently annoyed him on that one. He's like, why didn't you drop back so you could draft? I'm like, I didn't know you were going to die down the straight. Yeah, I should have known better than to make sure I'm checking the wings of people that are coming up behind me so I know if I'm going to get a redraft.
Is this turn in first gear, Marcus?
Yes, I
Yeah.
take it in first, please.
Yeah, I do as well, yeah. This car is slippery. Oh, it's because I changed this. Yeah.
You've just done a
I always do that.
148.21. Sector 3 time is quick.
I think this is one of our favorite tracks, Annie.
Yeah.
I can't see how many people's in comms is everyone, pretty much everyone here now.
I think so. Sean said he can't make it tonight.
Yeah.
Sector 1 time's okay.
Sean's not going to me.
So we had a quick chat today about, yesterday, about what to do this evening, and I asked Pete. Pete came up with some good ideas. I would like to do a bit more racecraft, close racing. So that's what we'll be focusing on again. Pete, is that okay? Do you agree
Works
with
for
that?
me. Yep.
The reason for that is I feel that I've personally not spent enough time doing it, and as part of that we can get some tips from Pete on good spots to overtake on this track, where to draft, how to draft, etc, how to run next to each other, to help us prepare. Would that be okay for you guys?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna create a on our website. I'm gonna add a little page for RaceToLearn to put a little trophy against the people who get wins after these sessions. We've got 3 now, I think.
That was 147.47. Sector 3 time's okay.
I might get in touch and ask if you can give me a screenshot of your car and livery.
Yeah, we've had a few wins now.
Yeah, it's 3. I think
Okay.
that's only me that's not done anything yet. I've had my wins, but not after RaceToLearn. There's Charles coming in as well.
Sector 1 is quick.
Right, what time is it? Let's have a quick look. So that's 20 past now, right?
Yeah.
I'll do one more lap and we can... I'll give Charles maybe a lap to warm up. Alright.
Hi, Charles.
Hi, Charles.
Sector 2 time is good.
Stop trying to set bloody lap times, just drive the car.
Your quickest overall. That lap was 147.41. Sector 3 time is fast. Sector 1 time is good.
And you guys can shout when you can start. And a few more laps.
I'm ready. Charles just sounds really soft.
Quiet, yeah, we can't
Quiet.
hear you, Charles.
Sector 2 time is good.
Hello.
There we go.
Hello. There we go.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sounds like you're in the BBC
Oh, hang
One
on.
radio studio.
Hang
Very good audio.
Yeah, I can't hear you. Just 1 second.
Okay, Pete, you've got half your fuel left. That lap was a 147.35. Sector 3 time is quick.
Pete, by the way, you're on the wrong screen. Why can't I hear you?
Can you hear
we
us
didn't
now?
speak.
We didn't speak. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, we weren't speaking.
There was a big button that says volume that was turned to 0. And it's the biggest button on my mix amp, and you would have thought I would have seen it, but no. Pete, on your stream, you've got the wrong screen on. Don't know if you know that.
It should be okay now.
Okay, cool.
Your sector 2 time is quick.
Victor 99 is out again, Annie, or whatever its name is.
That last lap was a 147.47. Sector 3 time is quick.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Don't know who's missing now.
I guess I'll have to keep an eye on the goals.
Mm.
Sector 1 is quick.
Please note that just for a few laps, for the first time in a very long time, I'm just below Pete and Marcus in time. Before anybody else beats my pace, please.
You know,
Please note that.
I didn't see that. I just see myself below them. I didn't see your name there, Annie. It's only mine.
Understandings. Oh,
Yeah.
freak off,
Sector 2
Lawrence.
time is okay.
Ah,
Hmm. Is he in a different room, Annie?
aha, ha, yeah, he's in a different room. Thank you. Take that, rabbits. Lawrence,
Oh,
Larry.
Right. Game
Yeah,
on.
he is in a different room, Charles.
Right. Game on. I'm going to mute Annie and focus. You know, it's annoying. I used to run away from her quite easily, but nowadays it's bloody hard work.
he's not. Yeah. He's getting better.
She's really good, man, honestly.
Hello,
Yeah,
Rabbit's
honestly.
My
The
excuse,
improvement is crazy.
yeah. My excuse is that I didn't get seat time.
Time is
She
fast.
stole my seat time.
That's no excuse.
The excuse, Charles, come on. Work with me, yeah. Work with me. My self-esteem's
That's
play.
like,
at stake, yeah.
Alright, Pete, you've got 10
I can't
minutes of
remember. We
fuel
ran
remaining.
148 last time we were around here. I can't remember any.
I can't remember.
Oh,
Honestly.
look at that. Sorry, Ross. I made a boo-boo. Right, shall we get started?
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm not ready, but let's get started.
Whoa, whoa! I'm so sorry. Whoever that was that stopped on the track.
I'll pull it around here, and then I have to get my push-to-talk off.
No worries.
Which pit exit is the best one to take? Oh, look at me cutting the lawn. Might as well park it.
Basically, the one that doesn't get you run over.
Which has been- well, yeah, Pete, thanks for that.
Well, literally though, they're about the same speed by design. You just take the one that's not going to dump you into traffic.
Yeah.
What's your speed limit in the pits?
Right.
Whoa, damn it. I'm forgetting they don't have pit limiters.
Right, the way this works, Ross, I know you've not been in one of these for a little while. What we do is, I'm just making this up now. I'm going to say we're jumping into Pete's car. I think that's just out of habit.
Okay, so I'm going to be switching over to push to talk on
Yeah, we're jumping into
the
Pete's car,
race
yeah?
to learn session, which means I'll be pretty much unresponsive.
What do you mean
to
jumping
chat for a
into his
little while.
car?
So we go into the pits,
Then,
we exit back
We'll
into
go
the
back
big
out of push
screen
to
where
talk
practice
once we're
button
done with
is.
the, walkthrough.
There's a big helmet on the bottom
Should be in good
left.
shape.
We click on that and select Pete there, and we go into cockpit view. So we can actually see what he does, how he drives the lap.
Make sure you're live
Pete-
as well.
Yeah, and then you fast forward,
Put on
so it
the
says
ads.
live at the bottom. I'm going to start. I know I record these and I do nothing with video, but I will one day, I promise. But I'm going to record this on OBS as well. And Pete, if we just do, I don't know what you're thinking about track guide. If we keep it shorter than the long one, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Is that the politically correct way to say that?
Yeah, we'll stay out of the crazy deep dives. So I'll just call out some of the interesting things here. We'll go around maybe third or half speed, and then see if there's any specific questions. Then we can try and get the tires warm and put in a decent lap. First thing with the pit exits, again, it's literally just take the one that doesn't get you run over. People can't see you if they're coming down the straight, and you're, this wall is blocking their visibility, so they can't see if you're about to pop out right in front of them. And just on the other side of this wall is the racing line, and people are going to be coming through here at the top of fifth. So pay attention to your relatives. If anybody's within a second or a second and a half, just take the second pit exit. They end up being about the same speed, but definitely practice both because they feel different to get out of there, right? This one's got like a little tiny bump that you have to get used to, but you can pretty much get out of here full throttle. You've got nice warm tires and get the same ideal line. Okay, we'll talk about T1 later on here. So T2, when we're coming up here, this can be done as a double apex or try to keep it tight. But you have to stay basically no further out than this far. Do whatever you have to do in order for that to happen. If you do swing out further than this, you see how the track kind of rounds off to my right there. Don't try to maintain your speed. Prioritize keeping the car on track. If you get passed by a bunch of cars because you had to scrub speed, it's worth it. Going off there is very, very costly and potentially race ending. So just try and keep it tight for sure in the T1. And that's usually like fourth gear entry into that corner, and then downshift to third as you go through, which we'll talk about on the way through. Here you'll see a lot of people go really wide right before they turn in here. It's not necessary. You can stay basically the left side of the track. This hairpin's a very, very late apex. So I'm out to here, even like, this looks like it would normally be the apex. It's halfway around. I might still be a little bit off until I get, another car length or so further than the halfway point. Okay, this one, again, another late apex. So you can let this camber pull you in, and I'm spotting until like the very end of this curb before I want to just kiss the end of it. If you hit that one too early, you're going to get pushed out wide. You're going to have to scrub speed, and then you're going to get out of order coming through this section, which is very difficult to pass, and this is usually a single file section here. This one's an interesting one. So we start turning in very early for this, right? So this is, again, almost like a double apex. So the first thing I'm looking at is before that curb goes raised, I'm trying to do one apex, and then I'm modulating the throttle. Just keep the rear end from coming around, and then, basically straighten out before we get to the downhill. A very important part of this right-hander is make sure that you're going slow enough that you can get deep into that apex curb and have the camber pull you around. Otherwise, you'll come out too wide to be able to set up to make that left and keep it tight. Go around one more time. This final corner here, you'll notice I don't go all the way to the edge of the track. It's because I don't have to, right? I'll just be covering more ground than necessary. When I can make that whole corner at full speed without the tires squealing and coming out mid-track, then there's just no point in going all the way out, right? And I make sure that I'm opening up the corner coming into turn 1, and I'm spotting the second Marshall point that I just went by as the point where I'm going to depart the curb. So again, we're going to go down to 4th for this first bit. I'm going to blip down to 3rd. I don't want it to come out more than a car width or 2. And keep it tight for this exit curb. Again, I'm not going to track all the way out unless I have to. So I'll go ahead and straighten out as soon as the tires stop complaining. And again, I'm going to try and stay tight
Sector
left here.
1
There's
is
no point in
2.9
tracking out at
off the
all.
pace.
I'm looking at the 100 board here to figure out what braking marker I want. Coming in for a very late apex. We're going to throttle up to 3rd, and then this one ends up being 2nd in a very, very light brush of the brakes. Again, to bring it around for a very late apex. You'll see a lot of people ride up over the curb here. I sometimes do it. It's a very minor difference. You're talking like a matter of thousandths. There's really not a whole lot to gain. So again, I'm looking at this flat bit of the curb. I almost want to be on it, or sometimes
You're
will be
second
on
off
it,
the pace in sector 2.
and then just kind of modulate that throttle coming around. Okay, again, very important that I'm hitting that apex curb on the inside of that sharp right. Otherwise, I would go wide, trying to set up for this left. And this is basically the beginning of this whole straight, right? We can already consider this as part of the back straight, because I'm never getting off the throttle until T1 here. I guess any specific questions? I can try to do one at speed. Tires are still a little bit cold, but...
So
That lap
I've
time
got
was
a couple of questions.
152.10. Sector
The
3
one
is
thing I struggled with the most was turn 1,
0.05 off the pace.
how to rotate the car and keep full throttle, because that's probably where Annie used to lose most of her speed, but that looks like she's got that covered now. And I keep this section tight, like you said, double apex it, but I keep it tight. Out of preference, I don't know why, I just do. And the main corner is the section you said it's a bit tricky. I struggle with the right-hand turn. That's my
Sector
biggest
1
issue
is
on the track at the
0.29
moment.
off the pace.
But I've been fortunate to practice this quite a bit, and I struggle here as well. But it's good to see that you take a late apex.
Yep.
That's down to 1st, I guess, up to 3rd, down to 2nd again.
Yep, that is
That's what
correct.
you do. Yeah, and then you stay off the throttle longer than me. That's for sure. So I'm too keen now.
Yeah, so you're really looking to control a tire scrub on this track, right? It's a very flowing track, and if you're hearing your wheels screech, especially like going around T1, where this guy is all
Sector 2
about
is
not spinning the tires,
0.30 off the pace.
that's more or less the theme for the whole track. And if you're getting on the gas too early, you're just gonna, basically grate, snowplow your front tires across the road. Which means that's traction and torque that you could have put to better use accelerating.
So the obvious question is overtaking, right? So
Yeah, so overtaking on this track is basically all done on the straights. You'll see a lot of contention in that right hairpin, which is, I think you can just look
That
at the
lap time
track
was
and guess that's going to happen.
148.48. Sector 3
For the
times
most
okay.
part, this is a patience track, right? So you're going to wait until the straight that you want to make the move, and then get a nice draft pass. There's really not a whole lot of reason to fight in corners. You may have to defend now and then, but for the most part, the straights are long enough and plentiful enough that patience is going to win out over the folks that are getting super fighty, right? They're not going to be able to do anything about it if you go by them on the straight, but in the corners, you're going to get slowed down quite a bit, because again, it's,
I've got
you
a
have
question
to be
about this
flowing through the
right-hander.
corners. Yeah, sure.
Are you how long are you holding your brakes into
Forever.
that turn?
Forever.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a good call out. That's very much trail braking all the way to that very. I actually get on gas a little bit before when we hit that late apex, but it's trailing basically to the midway point around that corner. And there's one other thing that we'll maybe point out as to go around one more time for that hairpin. So this one, it's way more important. This one that we were talking about having issues with, it's way more important getting the line right. Excuse me, for that right than it is to carry, an extra 2 kph. Right? You really want to prioritize being able to stay tight on the exit of that right, so you can get to throttle as early as possible before you turn in left. Because again, as soon as you turn in left, that's the beginning of this back straight. The fact that there's another couple of corners doesn't matter because you're full throttle the whole. It's basically the beginning of the back straight. So you have to prioritize.
48.65. You're a tenth off the pace in sector 3.
And you mentioned turn in here. It's really just very gentle lift and very little steering input for T1. And I think last year when we got a cool enough track, sometimes it can be done flat. But don't push it. Again, if you're hearing your tires squeal, listen to them. Right? They're telling you to back off a little bit. Okay, so the thing I wanted to talk about for this right, the elevation change. A lot of people miss this. So if you look dead ahead, you can see the curb falls off very slightly just after the 200 board, and then raises again just as you're coming around this corner, right? So it's very subtle, but you can see it in the lines. So here's the 100 board right here. The track is very subtly beginning to drop off, and we're under very heavy braking right now, right? So now we're going very slightly uphill again, and we're going to be turning in. Now what's going to happen right here, right at this exact spot where my wing is, the hill's dropping off again. It's leveling out slightly. So what's going to happen is your rear end's going to come around this, and it's going to get light as it transitions from that uphill to the flat. So that means you need to let off the brake a little bit right now, or the car is going to spin, right? So pay attention to what's happening with that rear end as you're coming across this, and know that it's because of that little hill. And then you can start looking for it and anticipate when the rear is going to get light. Okay, what else would we like to cover? Maybe timing for the back straight too. We'll talk about that a little bit. So this is a little bit, you saw those Norris battles this week, where if there's 2 folks only towards the end, the guy behind wins by default. There's nothing the guy ahead can do. This isn't quite so bad, but there's some similar strategy here, right? Again, because as soon as we come down the hill here, we're basically beginning the final back straight. You really have to think about, do you want to be ahead here? Because the guy who's behind you from right now on is going to be full throttle to the start-finish line, right? So that's also useful for you, right? Like there's not necessarily any point in attacking hard that last lap to be ahead before this corner, because you might have a nice, sitting duck for draft waiting for you, and this start-finish line is quite a ways down this straight, so you've got a good amount of time to set up a draft pass at the end. So that can also mean
1.1 seconds off the pace.
You might not want to pass them too early again. So going into that final corner, I might even lift a little bit just to give them a 2 or 3 tenth lead, right? So I can get an even bigger slingshot for that final straight.
Yeah.
And again, coming up here, people get so fighty, and it just doesn't matter. It does not matter, right? Because of how drafty everything is.
0.26 off the pace.
Other big call out here that's not obvious is there seems to be a lot of netcode in that braking zone for that here, like a really unusual, notable amount of netcode contact in that specific corner. So give yourself a little extra room than you think you need.
That's Annie's red mist.
Yeah, and again, there's not much point in passing that, because what's going to happen? Okay, you're going to get into this section, which is basically impossible to pass unless you want to go too wide through this crazy left uphill, right? So it's usually single file by now. So all right, great, you made a pass, but now you're going to come down this downhill. They're going to be right behind you and pissed off, right, that you dive bombed them into the hairpin. And now what happens? Now you've got you know, whatever it is, 30 seconds of full throttle with them behind you sitting in your draft. What's going to happen? They're going to end up ahead of you and, throw some crazy block on you next time around or something like that, right? So be patient, get your passes done on the straights, unless, if someone's really holding you up, you'll know. But otherwise, just be aware, if you go for a high-risk pass before one of these straights, they're going to get it back immediately, right? So much better to work together, or just convince them to not do super aggressive things by, declining those, declining getting that huge overlap and forcing a pass, and just let them know, yeah, I'm just sitting back here, you do your thing, we'll get it done on the straight, and then you can cooperate together and pull away. You will definitely see, like, the front pack and top split will be finishing 10, 15, 20 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack if they're fighting back race. There's so much time to be made here in cooperative draft.
Okay.
That said, not everybody realizes that. So, we talked about doing some 2 wide and 3 wide. Definitely be comfortable with how it looks, exactly how you have to modulate your throttle when you've got people that are going to try to force those passes. So again, you're going to get into some situations where there's camber that you're used to having that suddenly isn't there when you're on an inferior line, or when your front tires start to push just a little bit. A lot of times you're going to go a little bit wider than you expect. So it's really something that's worth putting in, at least 20, 30 minutes just running inferior lines just to get a feel for what's going to happen if you haven't been pushed onto those lines before. You don't want to try to have to learn those in real time when you've got 5 murderous skippies swarming you. That's a very steep curve to get over in 2 seconds.
Yep. Okay. Do any of you guys have other questions for Pete?
Last lap time was 148.32. Sector 3 time is quick.
Shall we get back in our cars and follow a leader? Charles, do you fancy being the leader? You're quite good at that.
Yeah, I can do.
You're very good at shouting out. I was thinking, Charles.
Drop from the session, by the way.
Sorry?
I've just dropped from the session. Carry on. So what were you saying?
I was just thinking, if we do it slightly different and say, let's get a fixed place on the track to pass. When we do swap, something like that. Let's use something to do a legitimate overtake or something. I don't know. Just to practice some of that knowledge we got from you and Pete and Walter last time.
Yeah.
We did the racecraft stuff. I don't know if that's... So if we go single file on the section that goes up, where Pete said we generally go single file there, and then we all swap by overtaking the car in front of us. I don't know if that's... I don't know if that
we can just use the start-finish straight, because where the finish line is, there's quite a bit of time to get to the next turn, so...
That's where you'll see most of the passing.
Yeah.
In the more experienced groups, is they're going to wait till start-finish, or the big straight coming up to the hairpin. That's where you're going to see most of the shuffling.
Okay. Cool. Because that's exactly what I think I need to figure out myself. That's good. Okay. See if Charles can get back into your PC crash again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Your lap time was 147.75.
We can start with Pete if it takes you a while to get back in.
I'm in.
Charles
I'm
back.
in.
Charles is back.
There we go.
I'm gonna stay at the back if you don't mind, because I've got to go and do mommy duties in about 10 minutes.
Okay. Right.
Or maybe you go second then.
You want me to go first then?
Yeah, you go.
Yanni.
Yeah, you go ahead then.
I'll just jump in behind Charles.
Oh, I've had a stop-go penalty. Brilliant.
I'll
clear it.
I'll clear it. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay. There we go.
Okay, you've reset. Okay, you just come past and push in front of me.
You're taking fourth in that corner?
You're a tenth
Okay.
off the pace in sector
Slow-
2.
I'm
slow
at-
up, slow up.
I'm in the front.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
slow up.
Charles will take the lead.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because you know the line, Charles.
Yeah.
Just follow you. So how this works is, for those who haven't done this yet, we just drive half pace and build up pace as we go along. And it's to learn the lines.
Look
So
out
we
for the
just
pit speed
try and
limit.
copy the line in front of you. So the guy behind you can get the line from you. For example, Annie's copying Charles' line, I will be
Box
copying
in
Annie's line,
5,
etc.,
4,
etc.
3, 2, 1.
It'll
Box
give me
now.
a chance to practice this late apex on the next right-hander. I normally turn in too early.
I do the same.
Car approaching.
And
Watch your
this
mirrors.
late apex as well. Again, I normally turn in a lot earlier than Pete.
I do as well, and I
Yeah.
get more. I get a lot more. Sorry, Marcus. Great check. Do you break at the 50? Yeah, Pete, on this split.
I'm actually not entirely sure where you guys are. I'm coming around.
Okay. At the shitty right hander at the bottom of the hill. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Okay, shit. Another lap, or
Oh,
shall I pass, or
Now
what?
we're off push to talk.
Uh,
We're back on push to talk, rather.
you stay where you are.
Okay.
So after the start finish, I'll just peel off.
Okay.
Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace.
Okay, try and stay in line, guys. If you can.
Am I too slow? Or too fast?
No,
No.
keep going,
Oh,
it's fine.
sorry.
Yeah, I would say for these lead follows, make sure you're giving people at least a half second. So, 5/10
That was
So
at
you've got room for
152.51.
activities. Oopsie.
Sector 1 is quick.
Good line.
Okay, and then I fall back on this
After the stop finish.
After the stop finish.
Sector 2 time is good.
Okay, move over. Thank you.
One off, one off.
Come back. Jerome.
That lap was at 147.58.
Barry, can you just slow up a wee bit, please?
Okay.
But
Slowing down, guys.
But Jerome, you can catch up.
Sorry, early
Sector 1 time is good.
Yeah, slow up a bit more.
Yeah, I'm slowing.
Yellow flag, watch out.
Okay, we caught up.
There's some shit laps, man.
Sector 2 time is okay.
Where's the pit entrance?
I think.
It's just before the final curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just missed it. It's on the
Oh,
on the
okay.
left before the last turn.
Okay. I'm gonna drop off for about 10-15 minutes. Mommy duty. I'll be
Thanks,
back in a
Annie.
bit.
Who's at the end? Running at the rear? So Jerome is there, okay.
Sector 3 time's okay. Sector 1 time's okay.
We want to drop down to 53.
Sector 2 is 0.6 off the pace.
Sorry.
Yeah, leave that 0.5.
Sector 3 is 2.7 seconds off the pace. Sector 1 is 1.8 seconds off the pace. You've just done a 152.00. Sector 3 is a second off the pace. Sector 1 is 2.6, off the pace.
Right side, clear right.
Sector 2 is 4.0, off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.4 seconds, off the pace.
Gonna push this lap.
Okay. You're gonna push.
Yeah, yeah. So if you get an opportunity to overtake, go for it.
Okay.
Off the straights.
Okey-doke. Let's go for it.
Car left. Clear left. On your left.
This is behind
clear
us,
left.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Car left. Clear
No,
left.
we're talking about Pete.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
And Marcus. Bloody hell.
You'll get an opportunity, but don't take it in the wrong places. Just remember what
Sector
Pete
1
said.
is 0.6, off the pace.
You're just scared because I'm behind you.
I'm not scared.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Now I'm scared.
Car left. Clear left.
Opportunity taken.
Left side. Still there.
Okay, so, you know,
Hold your line.
be ready for slightly earlier braking than you're anticipating.
Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Clear left.
Okay, so like in this situation, I see Lawrence taking off. I would normally pedal a little bit behind Marcus, but I want to make us both quicker, and he might even get a redraft, so I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah,
Car right.
that was what I hoped for.
Hold your
that
line.
You should do.
Hold
Which
your
I don't
line.
know if I'm missing a nose cone now, so I
Clear
guess we'll
right.
see.
Your lap time was at 151.30. Sector 3 is 0.35
Whoa.
off the pace. Sector 1 time's okay.
Oopsie. Keen.
What's going on, Nifs?
I don't think I've got my spotter on. Sorry, Pete.
So that was an example where I could overtake on the exit, but it's just too hanky once you get up to here. I'd rather not.
Sector 2 is 0.43 off the pace.
And I messed it up,
Oh,
so you're going to be
nice.
flying past me now, right?
So this time I actually did pedal a little bit because I didn't want to catch you at the apex of that final corner, which would mean I just have to lift anyway.
Yeah.
Left side. Hold your line. Clear left.
So you're getting some North races in there, Nifs?
Sector 1 is quick.
Don't get on the curbs, that's for sure.
Now, you and Marcus should be able to work together to reel me in easily.
Yeah, Marcus will get slingshot now.
Try to time it so you don't run into each other at the apex. You can get a good slingshot on the straight.
Whoa.
I'm a little bit too far off at the moment.
You've just done a
Lost the chance of a draft now.
147.50. Sector 3 time is
Definitely going
quick.
to lose you guys.
That was exactly what Pete said.
Right, Marcus, you'll just need to go because I screwed that up.
This is Phillip
Tried
Island,
to do Pete's time and that's not possible for me.
which is next week's track. So even a couple seconds out,
Sector 1
still
time is
pull it
good.
back in.
Sorry, wrong gear there.
I think you're braking a little bit too much,
Yeah, it's not a
Lawrence,
bad track.
in
It's
some
got a good flow
corners.
to it. It
I'm
is
sure I am,
ungodly
Marcus.
drafty in Skippy, but it's fun to drive.
2 time is good.
Be patient. Most of the corners, if you're in doubt, most of the corners are going to be late apex if you're not familiar with the track.
It usually happens to me,
really
Marcus, like when I messed up turn 1, I just lose my rhythm. It takes me ages to get back.
That lap was
I'm
a
not gonna pass you, so
147.36.
just
Sector 3
stay
time is
after
fast.
you.
The guy
See if we
behind has
can
just
work
done a
together.
148.14.
Not if I drive like this.
No.
Oh my god, come on. Turned in too early.
Let's see if we can get Pete back.
Whoa.
Sorry, man.
No, that was my fault. Braked slightly too late.
I never brake at full Skippy potential for some reason, and I always...
Oh, I gotta turn
You go
off
up to
that thing.
5th on this bit, or you stay in
We're done with
4th?
it, but
Depends if I'm in
62 times
draft
quick.
or not.
I'm back. What are we doing?
I'm
Racing.
just messing up Marcus's... Nah.
yeah, I mean, track knowledge is going to be the big thing, right? But drive what you see, right? I mean, drive it like you were there. You wouldn't yeet around a corner if you don't know what's coming up next, right? Just be patient and pull your pace back to something where you can be
He's
precise.
flying away.
Yeah,
You go get him, Marcus.
yeah. See if we can.
Sector 3 is a 10th off
If
the
I
pace.
can keep up with you.
I'll let you go.
Yellow flag.
Oh, that's trouble, Lawrence.
Yeah, it takes quite a while to get comfortable with yards.
You're a 10th off in Sector 1.
Like, you know, like legitimately.
I need to
comfortable
figure out
with
how
it.
to work together. Not that I'll ever get the opportunity in the splits I run.
You never know. It does happen. I've had it before. A few times.
It's so much easier driving behind someone than leading.
Yeah, Skippy's a great car for learning it for sure. It's fast enough to get a flow and a rhythm going, but slow enough where
Sure,
you
so
can
Skippy
really
might not
take
have told
note of a
cold
lot of traffic.
tyres.
Sector
Yeah,
2
yeah.
time is okay.
No worries.
I love this track, honestly.
Give him a little bit here.
That's the gear, that's not gonna help.
And I'll dial it back to a 2-second gap
That
or so.
last lap was a 148.58.
Show up.
10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Wait,
That's definitely a t-shirt. 5kp is dialing it back. You've only been on the service for like a year or something, Pete, is that right?
2 years.
2 years. What did you race before then?
I was actually mostly a console racer before then. I did do some Dirt Rally and Assetto Corsa, getting onto the PC side, but other than that is mostly console.
With proper wheel or with
Nope,
a controller?
just controller.
You're kidding, wow.
And I have a couple decades of, you know, real world, different various types of track and rally experience, so that helps.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So right now the current quick times are 8:04, 8:05 with drafts, and then I think I've still got the second fastest qualifying at 8:07.36. It gives you an idea of ballpark for quickest. And about half the people who have 04s got it by drafting me down the main straight.
Your lap time was
specifically.
1:49.65.
I think this is the place I ran last,
Sector 3 times
last time
okay.
I raced this track. But it's with, this time it's with draft, so it's cheating.
The other half of that statement is I don't have an 04. I just give it to everybody else. Fuckers.
Sector 1 time is good.
Yeah, and that hairpin is not very good for me. I'm terrible at hairpins, I need to practice hairpins. The confidence draft gives you is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's very... It's very misleading.
Alright, man. Good luck. Remember, be patient. Take your time.
Yeah, I'm out of draft. Messed that up.
And we're losing Pete.
Yeah, I dropped out of draft as well.
That lap time was
There we go.
1:47.34.
Oh, we're not going to catch Pete unless we leapfrog, right? Yep. That would happen. That's me gone. You guys up for a real race?
Sector 1 is quick.
Yes, I'm up for it.
Yeah, we can do that if you want.
What time is it? Right, I'm gonna just check Pete out in that chicane bit first. I shouldn't see Pete a couple of laps. Pete's running 147s.
Sector 2 time is good.
No
So I
draft.
think- No draft, yeah. I run 148 in draft. I wouldn't say that's a good lap time, but I think that's what I can do at the moment.
Okay, Pete. 5 minutes of fuel remaining. 5 minutes.
Larry, can you tell if I've got any front end damage too?
Shit, now you're gonna make me change the camera. Hold on.
Yep.
Rear chase. Yes, your nose looks like my kneecap.
That was 1:47.47.
Hold on, let me zoom out. And I've got a dodgy keyboard. Give me a second. Function, control, backslash. There we go. It doesn't look your nose is a little bit squint, but your wing's fine.
Okay.
Your nose is misaligned.
Sector 1 time's okay.
Okay, I want to see this bit now. How the hell do you do that? You brake later than me, and you turn in earlier than me, and you still don't. I have no idea what you're doing.
Trail braking.
Yeah, no, my trail braking is. What percentage would you say trail braking is? 25?
Oh, considerably less than that usually.
Less, yeah. Yeah. It's like
Sector 2
just
time is quick.
brushing it, right?
Yep.
Let me see. Yeah, sorry, not 25. Let's do the Chris.
Your last lap time was at 147.12.
So
We're
my
running on
pedals,
fumes,
when the,
mate. In this lap, box this lap, please, Pete.
the initial spring load is gone, then I'm already at 23%. That's why. Jesus,
Oh.
1 metre remaining.
On your sprint pedals.
No, it's not spring. I've got a preload, right?
Yeah. But is it the sprint pedals, custom-made sprint you have?
Use of Valsprints,
Sprint,
yeah.
yes, it's a sprint, yes.
Yeah. What I do with mine, but I have the version before the sprint, but I
Pros,
have I have the same spring settings or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm using that spring preload as a simulated thing to get the pads in a real car.
That's exactly what I want to try and do. How do you do that? You set the bottom dead zone.
Yes. What I do is I calibrate the pedal in iRacing to use that as a dead zone. So you have
when I calibrate mine, I rest my foot on the brake, and then I set dead zone to whatever's required for that to be 0.
Yeah, me too. But
In iRacing or in the Sigfeld Smart Control?
Smart control.
I use it in iRacing because I don't have the smart control for my pedals.
Right, Pete, you need to explain that better.
Sector 3 time is fast.
Do you actually calibrate your pedals?
I do, yeah, with smart control.
Okay. And
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure how you set the dead zone there. Or do you set it in the profile as high percentage?
Yep, it's
Bottom dead zone.
Yep, it's a percentage. Oh, I just ran out of gas.
I just span out.
So would 23% sound odd to you as a dead zone?
No, I think that
23
is...
would be kind of crazy. I've got 7 for mine, I think.
Yeah, mine is 7 as well.
Do you have a flat curve?
I do, yes, on the brake.
You might have you recalibrated in iRacing after you calibrated in Smart Control?
No.
Yeah, definitely do that.
I thought they said you don't because they just want to look for the number. Okay. I don't have on my throttle. I've got sense +2, so I can get more throttle early, which seems to make a difference. Let me try that.
Yeah, so it's smart control to set up your physical dead zones and your curves and whatever else. And then once you've got that the way you like, then you go and calibrate on iRacing so iRacing knows what your current pedal output looks like.
Would that not undo the curviness?
No, because the curve completely happens on the driver's side. Smart control, rather.
But you need to calibrate them in iRacing to get the end points of the pedal, so to speak.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So iRacing needs to understand the scale of the signal that it's going to see. That's the
Yeah.
point of calibrating in iRacing. It doesn't know or care about the fact that there was a dip in the middle because there's a curve with smart control or what have you.
No.
I thought calibrating it with just the calibration profile. It's just to get the range set up in iRacing, and then smart control does the rest. That's the way I thought it worked.
Yes, but you want to do smart control first, then iRacing.
Okay. So if I push through the spring load, my pedal's about 25% brake.
Yeah. I think I have
Which is
around
high.
17 or something on mine. If I use the entire spring load was that to as a dead zone, I think I am around 17% or something. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to run with that much, then, you know, maybe run a little bit of a curve to calm it down a little bit in those first, you know, the 25 to 50% of your physical throw or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's better. I like that.
The pit exit's clear.
Are we gonna do the race?
Sorry, I'm missing my pedals. Yes.
No worries. I just need a smoke before we do the race, so just give me 2 minutes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yellow flag, caution.
What force do you run your pedals at? Have you got sprints as well, Pete?
I do. I run them 63 kilograms.
Jeez, man. That's my issue. I need to do that.
Sector
I'm
1
not
is
gonna do that now.
4.4, off the pace.
So it feels like I'm gonna break my brake if I put it that high. I break that hard.
Well, the thing is you're generally never going to break that hard, right? Because in Skippy, you know, 70 to 80% in a lot of scenarios is starting to lock a tire. So it doesn't matter that it takes, you know, Hulk strength to get to 100%. You're just never going to use it.
Yeah, you're not going to get there, are you? You don't want to get there.
Sector 2 is 0.05, off the pace.
I shouldn't be doing this right now, to be honest, should I? Before a race.
No, but you're gonna anyway.
Do you run your brakes linear?
I do.
Yeah, I do as well. I prefer that.
From what I understand, it can be nice to have a curve for open wheel, but I think everything else is fine linear.
I only use the throttle. I make the
That
throttle
was 152.66.
cents plus 2, so the bottom end of the throttle does very little. So I get, because it's an underpowered car. That's my theory behind it. It worked for Andy, so I'm doing the same for myself. Right, let me try this. A couple of laps and I'll set it up. What time is it? Yeah, give me 1 lap.
You're 0.2 off the pace in Sector 1.
Come on.
Oh dear, man.
How much?
Cool.
Sorry, I'm just testing. I changed my pedals. I'm testing it, and I'm going to race with it. So, and then I spun out. Fine. Let me just do the race.
You're 1/10 off the pace in Sector 2.
You guys can quit. I'm going to host a new session.
want to see how far I can take this cone around the track.
Dare I ask where you picked up the cone?
The exit, it's a green one. Kind of matches the green of my car, so yeah.
You've just done a 148.69.
I'll try and stay off the racing line.
How many laps is this race? Do I have to go look this all up now? How long do you want to run for?
What time is it now?
It's 10:30.
Half an hour. How many laps is that?
Whoa, sorry. Sorry, Jerome.
When you figure a bit under 2 minutes a lap, you know, minute 50 or so, probably.
15 laps or so.
I think a normal race
Sector
is
1
12,
is
isn't it?
0.7 off the pace.
I don't know. I've just withdrawn this from that session.
That's fine. I'm just gonna, okay. So let's say 2 minutes per lap.
Oh, no.
15 minutes. 15 laps.
Oh. There he goes.
We'll do 15 laps, right? You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
That went for 145 minutes. I'm
Just
not going to
remember-
manage the field. It takes too much time.
Just remember to put a password on it.
That's league.
Oh, okay, League.
Sector 2 time is okay.
Let's see where my unlimited fast repairs is fine. We're not going to run. I can't even say where the penalties are. No penalties. Right, you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Launching in this minute. Just posting starting up.
What's your speed limit in the pits? Take care,
Why
there's
am
a
I
car
still in
approaching.
some-
We've just had a stop-go penalty. Box in 5, 4, 3,
It's all the
2,
decorating and making a
1.
tire
Box
charge.
now.
Yeah. It's cleaning my parents' carpets today.
Is it the top one? 120 minutes, that one, yeah?
No, the
No.
5-minute practice one, 15 lap. 15
Oh,
L
okay.
plus in the third column.
It tells me the session is full.
I will say that when it launches.
Oh, okay.
It's a we feature. Yeah, it's still saying full, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's annoying. It's longer than usual.
I see it.
There we
Should
go.
be
It's
good.
open.
There we go.
It's open.
There we go. Yeah.
You meet all the requirements. I've clicked the button. Join the session. I think I'm gonna just set my pedals back. um,
Takes a little while to get used to.
yeah, it's the art pressure. I'm so scared
too
that I
small to
break my
read.
rig when I push on the pedal that hard.
I don't mind you breaking the rig. I mind you waking up the girls.
Well, you're on duty, so it's fine.
Yeah, I know. I'm on duty. That's what I'm saying. Please don't wake up the girls.
Oh, what are we gonna do if I put the transducers on the rigs?
Oh,
The base shakers shake the foundation of this
you
house.
can't have them.
On those pedals, Lawrence,
Mhm.
can you set the strength of the pressure in the profile instead of using the rubber to get it?
Yes, I can do both.
Ah, okay. I
can
am
do both.
forced to adjust the strength with rubbers, and that affects the travel, unfortunately, on mine.
Yeah, it does for me as well, the travel. Well, it's the perception of travel, right? It's because it's load cell, it doesn't really.
Yeah.
So there's no qualifying, by the way, it's just warm up.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know who's gonna sit where on the grid. I didn't set it up either.
That's fine.
You watch Lawrence be one.
Yeah.
I didn't do it this time. I reckon the I rating is gonna be in place, so Pete will be in the front.
Okay.
So we can just give Pete a drive through, right?
Yeah.
Can do.
5k Pete is almost 6k Pete.
I
What if
know.
these days? What if these days we'll have to change his name to 6k Pete?
Since I've met you, Pete, I've really enjoyed your streams. I actually enjoy watching your streams so much. It's very entertaining, actually. Even the VR doesn't annoy me anymore. I used to hate streams with VR on it, and you've made it pretty good. I do like your stream a lot.
Well, it's lovely to know that that makes one.
2. I watch your streams.
2.
Yeah, I watched the last race you did on North
When
yesterday,
I'm
I think it was.
when I'm awake, I would watch your streams.
Well, I'm in insomnia mode at the moment, so I watch most of his streams.
Yeah,
Your racing is very entertaining, I have to say. I mean, the guys and I get to know the other guys as well, which is really good.
yeah, I do like that about Skippy. Is you really start to know all the people around. There's a good community of regulars.
And Annie, do you race on a Monday?
No, not normally.
I was just say you could join the
The pit lane
UK
speed
and
limit
I
is
Skippy League.
72 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, it's the time is
All clear on pit
off
exit.
time for us.
Okay.
7 o'clock. I think it's 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's bath time and bedtime and.
That's right in the middle of tantrum hour.
Well, actually, it's 7 o'clock. I don't
On
think
your
it starts
right.
a bit
Clear
later.
right.
It starts a bit later than that. The session opens at 7.
Yeah,
But
our
I used to do it. I can't do it anymore because I'm in another one now.
you know, I mean, our girls
right.
don't fall asleep until 8:15, 9:30.
Okay.
Sorry,
Really?
8:15, 8:30.
Yeah.
So there's just no way that I would be able to do anything before then.
No.
Because it depends on how the day goes between the two weans. Sometimes we take them together. Other times we've got to split them up.
Yeah.
We spoil our kids to bits, so
hmm
bedtime stories and everything. So
Yeah.
it's a
Cool.
bit of a routine. So the youngest is obsessed with Chris Knox's the video I made with Chris.
hmm
She watches that like 20 times a day.
Wow.
And she
She's
cries if you don't put it on.
Yeah, she thinks it's a mom driving.
15 laps. The track temp is 111
right,
Fahrenheit. Here we go.
I'm at the back.
Floor it.
Have fun.
Oh, gee, Pete.
You put his damages off.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That one scared me.
yeah. This wheel button plate. I don't know, man.
Oh,
Dinner.
Pete is too nice.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Yellow
whoa.
flag. Keep your wits about you, mate.
Sorry,
No worries.
Clear
sorry.
left. Clear
Only a
left.
bit of fun.
Oh, did Annie get ahead? No, Annie was started at the back and now she's in front.
Car left. 3 wide, you're in
And
the
the
middle.
skull's coming past.
Clear left.
Here
I got
comes
one.
Pete. Here
Clear
comes
work.
Pete.
ground.
Got
Okay,
work
Pete,
to do
doesn't
now.
start.
Oh,
We can build
jeez,
something
Pete.
from here.
Freaking
Car
hell.
left. Still there.
I don't have a spotter
Clear
on, by the way.
left.
Annie, I'm
In
on the
fact,
inside.
My spotter didn't say Marcus was next to me, to be fair. Strange.
Gee, folks, this is just unacceptable behavior.
Great.
Sorry, Marcus, I lost it on the exit there.
Yeah, I saw that.
This is just unacceptable. Unacceptable behavior.
Hey, you're pinching. You're pinching.
I'm
don't
not.
do
I'm
that.
not doing anything.
You're pinching.
I'm not. I'm in front of you.
No, you weren't. He's going to be a domestic in a minute.
Live on stream.
Oh.
That's all right.
Yeah. There we go.
Gonna be using a portable.
Yeah. Oh, I just messed up really.
You guys carry on fighting.
I've lost it. I'm lost.
It's cold tires, Annie.
Cold tires. Pressure. It's your fault. The pressure you put on me.
Let's go get him, Jerome.
Right. Let's work together, Marcus. Get him.
Yeah. See if we
Got
can
tennis
do
as
it
well.
this time.
Let's hope he's got damage.
I've got the run, so let me go and then we'll catch him. You could get the next turn.
Oh no, Larry. And Marcus copied me.
Yeah.
Oh!
Sorry.
That's it. Where's Annie going?
Whoa.
Annie is crashing out. Annie is crashing out badly.
I'm
Gee,
dead.
Why did Annie go over the lawn?
because I tried to
Sorry,
Oh,
Marcus.
jeez. Who was that?
That's Marcus.
That was me. You just get back on track just
Sorry.
in front of me.
Sorry,
Couldn't do
Marcus.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I've got. Do you have damage?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm,
good enough.
yeah, I'm back from into the pit.
Yeah,
so-
I'm in the pits as well. I can't even control the car. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Turn damages off.
no worries.
I
Is
suggested
there,
to Marcus as well, so it's probably my fault to be honest.
No.
Well, it's me, Pete, and Jerome on track now, so that's good.
Oh.
Didn't you get any towing, Annie?
Yes. 1 minute 34.
Yeah. I
Wow.
just saw you leaving the pits, that's why.
No. 1 minute 34.
that's somebody else.
I've got a new livery, Marcus, so it might.
Okay, that's why. I just saw the pink color or the purple or whatever it is.
Yeah, no, it's no. I've got a like a red livery now.
Ah, okay.
I'm sorry, Charles, that I pretty much cut you off in the next.
Oh, was that you?
I
Sorry.
was just a passenger.
Oh.
Okay, no worries.
Oh, come on, turn one. What? SPO, you running your Pete? 5.
Yep, 5.
Catches me on turn 1. Right, let's focus and get some laps in. It's quite lonely out here. Pete and Jerome are nearly 5 hours ahead of me. A couple of times zones ahead of me.
Oh, come on! I forgot to not take
Yeah, I'm
tires.
getting new tires and stuff too.
I forgot to switch it off.
Take off. Oh, too late.
I'm practicing the different pit exit.
You're leading.
So when are we
That lap was
starting
at
a league of some sort?
148.74. Your times
choice.
are good in all 3 sectors.
This is fun, man. Honestly, this is really good fun. I'm scared to join a league. I might enjoy it more than official, and I never work on my I rating.
Larry, who's gonna run the league? We don't have
dunno.
time.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I'd
Thanks,
leave that for now.
yeah, exactly. I don't have time to run a league. That's hard work. Pete, you run the Skippy one, and the US Skippy one, right?
No, I'm just a driver.
Oh, cold tires.
Where's Mr. Bolton this evening? I've not heard him in ages.
To be
Oh.
honest,
Blue flag.
I've not
Pete.
seen him stream in ages either.
no. He just told me that he wasn't up for it at the moment. So,
I enjoy his streams, he's good as well.
Go on, Pete.
Left side. Clear left.
Is Pete with you now?
Yeah, he's lapped me. Just lapped me. I'm lost.
Right, go for lap times, Annie. And see if you can beat my lap time. I don't even know what I'm
You've
doing.
just done a 148.
I'm only 150s at the moment.
Sector 3 is 0.25 off the pace.
I don't know if I've got damage. That's my excuse. And I didn't have markers for draft.
I'm good with playing Marcus. That works for me.
Good night, Ross.
See you later, Ross. Ooh, I'm catching someone.
You're pulling away from the guy behind. The gap's now 14 seconds.
Oh, wide.
There we go. Picking up the pace a little.
Oh, come on, Annie. Okay, this is a race, yeah, I can't quit.
Never give up, never surrender, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm just...
I'll give you a tow. Go jump behind me.
Oh, it's
Got
fine.
damage.
Do I have damage?
Yeah. No, you do.
Okay.
Car looks fine. Car looks fine.
No, go, Lauren. Go, Larry.
I'm gone,
It's fine.
I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone.
It's fine.
Right, I worked it out, Pete. It's not good, but I worked it out. How to brake. Right. I'm just out of practice driving the car, that's what it is.
Well done, Pete. You're looking really good. Come on, keep your focus. That's the fastest lap.
Not many people run Phillip Island for some reason. Last
Yeah,
time I
lot.
raced, there's only like 4 or 5 splits.
Yeah, there weren't many splits in the previous. How come you guys all crashed out, but I'm still lost?
You crashed twice.
You did too. Some
No,
of
the-
you.
Yeah, but I didn't go pit. I didn't have to pit.
Yeah.
Charles started it all, by the way.
Yeah, Charles, I blame you.
Good practice for your races, Annie.
Yeah, true, very true.
Charles, it's fine. You can just blame Marcus.
Oh, okay.
Blame me.
Broad shoulders.
Uh-huh.
I'm used to that from Andrew, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Hello, boys.
Hello. Come join the party, Marcus.
Yeah. Why didn't you try to get away from me instead of letting me catch up with you?
Oh. It's having fun.
You know when you have to full lock to correct the car that you've lost a bunch of time.
This is great. Come on, keep nailing
Ah.
those exits. That's the fastest lap of the race.
I bet you Pete's doing the third gear challenge. Stick to third gear. He still runs away from us.
Okay, I'm messing up in the turn 2, but that's something. Why am I messing up all of a sudden?
Coast
Oh,
more. A little bit of throttle on there, otherwise you're gonna lose the rear.
yeah. Yeah.
The hairpin is my end of.
There we go. Finally got that section proper. Ish.
Yeah.
Well done, Pete. This is terrific. Exactly what we came here for. We're halfway home.
Figured it out.
Think about 7 laps of fuel left. Fastest lap. Your lap times are improving. This is exactly what we need.
Figured it out.
Okay, I'm just messing up now.
Just take it slow, Annie.
Oh, sorry.
0x this time.
Uh,
All good.
I've got 20 off tracks. I would have been disqualified by now.
Fuck.
I'm not very good at keeping the momentum, Marcus.
yeah, I noticed that.
Especially on this track. I haven't done much of this, to be fair.
No.
I'll get better.
Yeah.
Stay on the right. Back on the right. Clear on the left.
Loving this, mate. This is perfect. We're currently setting the pace. Your lap time was at 1:47.21.
Right. To the left. Get up.
terrible exit, Jerome. That means another lap.
Okay, Pete, just keep hitting your marks. This is looking good. We're quickest right now. All three sectors are pretty quick.
Oh. Just a bit of traction there.
We estimate 4 laps fuel remaining. Your times are good in all three sectors.
I'm slower around that left-hander marker.
Yeah.
Or another corner I'm slow at.
The airpin is where I lose most of my time, I think.
Clear.
We estimate 3 laps of fuel left. We're setting the pace.
Oh. Darn it. I think I'm gonna run out of fuel.
No! Again?
Should be alright.
Your new nickname is gonna be Charles out of fuel.
Yeah.
Out of fuel Charles.
Too much, Larry. Too much sliding, Larry. Pete's a second a lap quicker, isn't it? 2 seconds a lap quicker.
Ooh. I scrubbed that. Way too much.
Two to go. Stay
Right,
focused. We can win this. Only 2 laps of fuel left. Fastest lap. Okay, Pete. That's good consistency. Keep it up.
It's a very clean track. I hardly have to use my tear-offs.
You got someone in front of you?
No.
That'll be why.
But usually, even if you just practice by yourself, you pick up crap on your visor, right?
You're actually right. I've got nobody in front of me, and I'm not using my tear off. But
It's true though. It's like,
yeah.
Usually on crappy tracks, you do have to clean it every 5 laps or so. Talk about working together, and he ruins everyone else's race, and now you end up second.
Who? Me? What did I do?
How many people did you take out?
Just Marcus, I think.
Just Marcus. He's the man. He's one of the guys you should have. So, Charles took himself out, or Marcus took Charles out. I don't know what happened there.
I took myself out twice, and I think once I took Marcus with me.
Yeah. Well, not with you.
One more lap.
You just
keep it
took him
together.
out.
We'll win this. This is the last lap of fuel. That lap time was 1:47.00.
Breathing in the mic, Annie.
Whoa,
Sorry.
whoa, sorry. Sorry, Dennis.
Ooh, last lap. Keep it together, Larry. Pete's only 5 miles ahead of me. I think Pete's talking to his stream, he's not talking to us.
No, Pete's trying to not run out of fuel on the last lap.
I don't even have my spotter on, so I have no idea how much fuel I've got.
1 litre remaining.
Fuel. Estimated laps, 1.6. Perfect. I'll be fine. See that bloody airplane thing? If I think I get the line correct, then I touch the curb and I get wheel spin.
Yep, I was getting a lot of
Now, however,
Only on
late you
some
think
curbs,
the
mind
apex
you.
is, it's later. Almost guaranteed.
Yeah, I hit the curb in my right rear. I love the Skippy, man.
You won. Fantastic drive.
Well, do you think they'll ever bring the new Skippies into iRacing?
Well, they kind of did. I mean,
Or the USFs?
yeah, USF 2K is very, very, very close. Alright, that's it.
Why do people not race it? That's why
Because
Annie
there's
stopped racing.
only
Nobody
one-
else.
There's only the sprint format, and that's it. One fixed setup, like 15-minute race. That's just
Yeah.
chaos.
That's too short. Yeah. Are we done? We done.
Not all of us. We got to run the last lap.
Look at me, plus 64 iRating. If only. I think Skippies must be the hardest series to build iRating in if you're not in the top split. Because the splits I run in, everyone's got exactly the same iRating as me. You steal a little bit from them, but not as much as if a 6K Pete spun out, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what split has the biggest delta for your I rating. So, top split for now, but
That's me
like
out of
last
field.
night, I think I got 18 for a win.
Wow.
Lower splits. You're just starting out when you're a rookie. You win your first rookie race. That's
So
like
close.
100.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant, Marcus. Fantastic, mate.
Yeah, awesome race.
Oh, wow. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
How far can you go when the Skippy starts splurting? For fuel.
I can tell you.
Yeah, that looks like nearly less. That's the pit entry. Wow, this pit entry is longer than the bloody pit exit. Oh, okay, no, it's not. It's got cones now. What trucks have they got at the back? That's for the Skippies. That was great fun, everyone. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Exactly what the time.
Thank you, folks. What is my target lap time?
148.
What are you getting at the moment?
148.
That's you. That's your race pace. Let me see. Where's Pete? Oh, I can't see lap times from here. I can. Can I? Can I see lap times from here? Where's Pete? Pete runs 146.9, so let's call it 147. We usually run 2 seconds off that pace. In that splits, we run 1.5 seconds off any.
Okay.
So
I'd imagine
I
there'll be a
reckon
big difference with
you've got good
temperatures
pace,
too.
Okay.
this could be a win for you.
Is there any part of the track you're struggling with, Annie? 148 is a good time.
On cold tires, I just need to be wary of cold tires, but it's the not turn 1, the turn 2, the long bend
Yeah.
that I need to work on.
I touch the brakes before I go into that, just for that reason. I get, instead of doing the double apex thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
and down to third, and you need to
Yeah.
coast quite a bit.
Yeah. So I need to work on that one, definitely. I'm fine with the hip, and yeah, I just need to watch out for my cold tires, because every time I had an issue was on cold tires. I'm pushing too quickly on the cold tires.
You handled that first lap pretty well. I'm just watching that back right now.
Well, Annie.
With everyone being so rude.
You mean you?
I count as an everyone.
What is Annie? I'm gonna watch her lap now. Yeah, I'm gonna come.
I know that was perfect spacing. If you get someone inside there.
Oh, you must have had
lose any
damage because
momentum.
I think somebody clipped you. Synchronized swimming, that's for sure. Yeah, you did that very well, I think. And then you see the skull in your left mirror. Oh, that's epic overtake for myself. Thank you very much. And Marcus. Oh, and he nearly.
I think Dennis gets the award for absolute most spectacular evasion, followed by absolute most spectacular murder.
Yeah, I was just a passenger after that evasion.
Where's the button to go to next incident? There is a button for that somewhere, isn't it? There is in the other stuff I use.
Yeah, I think the incident controls are on the number pad by default,
Oh,
but you can bind them to anything. I have them bound to something on my button box.
Marcus, what SPO were you running?
5, I think. I'm not sure. 5, 4 or 5. I can't remember.
Did you change it after North? Because your card looked really bouncy. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. Because I
But
remember we played around with it Notch Life down to 1, right? And
yeah,
that's fine. Right, folks, I'm going to call it a night.
Okay.
okay.
Thank you, everybody.
That was great fun. Really enjoyed that this evening.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it
great.
was.
And it was good practice.
Yeah, it's really good. Thanks, coaches, again.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks
Pete.
a lot.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you. What's today? Saturday. Tomorrow night for practice if you want to. For the folks who want to practice tomorrow night.
I might just set up a race for 2 hours.
No, I'm not doing the 2-hour race. You can forget that.
So not the 2-hour race. That's
No,
way too much.
no.
That is too much, yeah.
I can barely handle the half an hour race.
Okay,
Right.
we're
Good
gonna
night,
wrap it up
folks.
there.
See you all
Right,
tomorrow.
catch you later.
Tomorrow.
Okay,
Good
okay,
night.
bye.